Alright, so if you've been following me along for a little while on Instagram or on YouTube, you know that I'm actually got some more shop space here. And this room here is actually adjacent to my shop. Literally, there's just a wall separating the two. And the idea is that someday this would become a finish room, and that reality has come a lot quicker than I expected. So there's a lot of things I need to do in here. Number one, I need to go through all the stuff that's left over from my dad's previous business. And then the other thing I need to do is the actual renovation. So I need to move some HVAC, move some electrical, move some plumbing, sheetrock the walls, put up a wall behind me, include a service door, and replace the fluorescent fixtures in this part of the shop with vapor tight fixtures. So there's a lot that has to be done. I'm hoping it's something I can get done in a few weeks, but we'll see. In preparation for the new finish room, the other thing I was looking for was a bigger exhaust fan, a bigger tube axial fan for a bigger exhaust wall that actually move more area in this smaller space. And I've been combing the internet and couldn't really find anything, and luckily, lo and behold, I actually found something on Facebook Marketplace. So I actually found this Americraft B24 BCS. So I reached out to the sales and engineering team at Americraft to get some details on this fan, and the one thing I found out was that this fan was actually sold with a 3 horsepower drive package less the motor. So it's actually a 1-to-1 ratio. So this fan blade right now is designed to run at 1725 RPM as the 3 horse. Now this fan blade is actually only a steel fan blade. And the one thing I want to do is actually replace this fan blade with a non-sparking fan blade. So I asked the sales and engineering team at Americraft as far as what the options were, and I kind of posed to them the thought of, hey, can I take the 3 horsepower fan blade this would have come with and actually run with a 1 horsepower at a low RPM and still get the CFM requirements I'm looking for? And they came back and said the performance really wasn't there with that particular fan blade. They said I should go to another fan blade that was specifically designed for a 1/2 horse all the way up to a 1 horse, moving around 7,000 CFMs free air. And I kind of challenged them to say, hey, is there a way I can find, run it with a 3 horse? And they actually came back with an alternative to actually use another fan blade from another manufacturer called Continental Fan, I believe. And their fan blade series that they wanted me to use was actually called an ELTA airfoil propeller. And what it is it's a multi-piece aluminum fan blade. It has adjustable pitch, so they could actually set it up so I could run with the 1 horse and later on run it with the 3 horse, going from 7,000 to 10,000 CFMs. Not sure if I really want to do that yet, so I'm going to find out. I'm also reached out to them to kind of get me a quote back on the original. It's a CA 144 fan blade that this would have been sold with a 1 horsepower motor. Free air again is on 7,400 CFMs. That's free air, not including static pressure. Now you might be asking, well, you got a perfectly good working fan here. Why do you want to replace the fan blade? So anytime you're ever spraying a flammable liquid that has flammable vapors, in the event that you have a malfunction in your tube axle fan, such as a bearing comes loose or the fan blade comes loose, the last thing you want is metal on metal, because metal on metal will create sparks, and sparks create a bad thing in that situation. So almost every manufacturer out there, when they sell a tube axle fan to be moving combustible dust or vapors, they actually always outfit it with a non-sparking fan blade. And it might be aluminum, it might be cast aluminum, it might actually be some type of a plastic or nylon. So in this case here, we're looking at either a cast aluminum or a multi-piece die-cast aluminum. So I'm kind of getting the details on that, but right now everything's in limbo with this COVID-19 right now, so I'm just kind of keeping some other things going here while we're kind of working through the detail here. So I've actually got this set up right now to run at the RPM if they sold me the ELTA airfoil propeller at the 1 horse RPM. So it's running about 1360, and actually this fan running at that RPM with a VFD on a 1/2 horsepower motor actually is only running at about 76% load. So maybe this fan blade's a little bit more efficient, but again, it's not really ideal. Now, I will be using the original 1 horsepower motor that's on my existing exhaust wall, which is actually a Reliance Electric. It's a 1 horsepower explosion proof class 1 group D. I'm gonna fire this up and let you hear it run. Okay, so that's it for this one. Just wanted to spin this up for you, give you a little bit of update. Depending on what comes up here in the near future with this COVID-19, I might get into this a little bit sooner, but otherwise right now I really won't get into this till probably end of April, early part of May, till I can really get in here and do some things. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that's all I have for this one.